Shalom, Most High in Christ bless family. This is the first segment of our DVD, soon to come to you. Very interesting news for the people, the times of old. Today I'm sitting here with my grandmother, my great grandmother, as a matter of fact. And we're gonna deal with some of the things that happened aforetime, right? So, Granny, without further ado, and her name is Gloria. Powerful name. Powerful name, my grandmother Gloria, right? First thing I want to know, Granny, is about how was it coming up as a little girl for you up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
Well, my grandmother raised me and taught me to work.
Right. Right. Well,
when I would play, I had to work.
Right. So by what age you started work, Granny?
About 12.
About 12 years old. Because in today's society, I think the normal person would start work around, 15, 16? Some of them don't start work at all. Right? So, Granny, question. Back then, working, what type of work did you do at the age of 12 years old?
I had to learn how to wash. Wash on the scrub board, not with a washing machine.
A scrub board. I don't even know what that is, Granny. You didn't. What is a scrub board,
You had a number 2 tub.
That's
Fill it
right.
up with water, and you had a washing board.
Whoa.
That's what you rubbed your clothes on to get them clean.
By hand.
By hand, yeah.
She right.
So how did you dry them?
Huh?
How did you dry
Put
them?
them on the line.
Oh, okay, the clothesline.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You
Well, I know
remember that?
exactly what Granny told me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the scrub board. What about the toilets?
Well, we had a regular normal toilet.
A regular toilet, okay. So, at 12 years old, you were washing clothes. Did you have to pick crops or prepare a meal as well?
No, my grandmother did all the cooking.
Okay. So, tell me a little bit about your grandmother as far as you can remember, because that would be my what? Great grandmother. All right. So tell me something about my great grandmother.
Born in 1895.
In the 1800s, 1895. Okay. Did she experience some of the segregation that was going on between the whites and the blacks?
Yeah, 'cause she worked. She was born and raised across the river.
Okay, right there in Port Allen.
Lakeland,
Lakeland.
Louisiana.
That's right.
Lakeland, Louisiana.
Okay.
That's where a lot of them come from
Yeah.
Lakeland and come this way.
And
Okay.
they cut cane.
Mm-hmm.
They worked in the sugar cane field,
Okay.
cutting cane. And
So they worked up in the sugarcane field cutting cane. Do that sound like Deuteronomy 28, brother?
Oh, yes. Most definitely. Definitely slave.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
they cut cane and they pick cotton.
Okay, so we gonna just stop it right there. Give me that verse, brother. So that was prophesied in the Bible.
Really?
Right. So we're gonna read a verse to you where the Lord said that his chosen people will be picking cotton and cutting cane.
That's what my grandmother did.
Now watch this, Mama.
Which one you want to do? 28:15?
Yeah, 28, 15, and 16.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what happened is the Lord says that if we don't listen, hearken means listen. If we don't listen to all what he told us to do up in this Bible, that he was going to allow some bad things to happen to us, right? Go ahead, read that.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So he say one of the bad things gonna be you're gonna be cursed in whatever city that you go to. No matter where you at on this planet Earth, you're gonna be cursed. Go ahead.
And cursed shall thou be in the fields.
In the what, brother?
In the fields.
Okay, the cotton fields, sugar cane fields,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's prophesied in the Bible. That's all I wanted, brother. That's all I wanted. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you see that that was prophesied to happen into
Yeah.
God's chosen people,
Yeah.
right? Now, watch this, Mama. What color was your grandmother?
Black.
All right, so you know that it was prophesied that this would happen to the what people?
Black people.
The black people. There you go. Okay, Granny. So your grandmother worked up in the cotton field and then the sugar cane field. Okay. What else?
Oh, so I know she cut the sugar cane and
Big cotton.
big cotton.
Did she have to work like in a big house for the slave owner or something like that?
No, she didn't do that.
She didn't experience that part. Maybe
My aunt,
Mhm.
her oldest daughter, she worked in the house.
Oh, she was the so-called house Negro, right? And your grandmother worked out in the field doing tough work,
Yeah.
right? So your aunt would be the one that's in the house doing the cleaning and keeping up with the children and all that,
Yeah.
right? So what age was your grandmother in the cotton field? Do you know how old she was when she was
No,
doing
I
that?
don't know how old she was.
Okay, but she was in there
Mhm.
without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, so more than did she give you any insight how it was on her growing up? She ever used to tell you stories?
They lived in them little shiny houses,
Yes, ma'am.
like a little, I forget what you call them.
Little shack house, we could basically say.
You know, they have all them little houses in a row.
She talking about the shotgun house.
Right.
There are a whole row of little houses.
Yeah.
And there's a little road in between.
Mm-hmm. And all as you go walk through the front door and see you straight to the back.
Straight to the back.
Shotgun
That's right.
house. That's what
right.
they call it. Shotgun house.
That's right.
Right.
And they would have a truck that would come up in, they call them the quarters, that's what they used to call them.
Mm-hmm. Come pick them up.
Would come up in the quarters every morning, pick them up on the back of that truck to go out to the fields.
To go out to the fields.
That's
and,
right.
And what happens if somebody say they don't want to go out to the fields today?
I don't know, she never told me anything about
Oh,
that.
okay. So, another thing I wanted to ask was, did they get paid for going out in the fields?
Yeah, they got paid, but
It
it wasn't much.
It wasn't much. Very low wages. Okay.
What did you
So
say
you
about
don't. You got a question?
Yeah, was it anywhere from 5 to 10 cents? Anywhere from 5 to 10 cents a day?
Something like that, yeah. They didn't get much.
Right. So they use the strength of my people for them to get rich.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And my people steady died and
Yeah.
struggled.
Because my grandmother's mother
Yes, ma'am.
used to get on the back of the truck and she fell off the back of one of the trucks and as a result of it, she died.
Whoa.
Result of that fall.
So your grandmother was working right on the side of her mother in the cotton field and in the sugarcane field, right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, across the
Across the
river,
river, yeah.
West Baton Rouge.
West Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, and then the result of so that would be my great grandmother died by falling off of the back of the truck that used to come pick them up on a daily basis to go out to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's heavy right there. That's heavy. Okay, so when it came down to the Bible, how did they was y'all reading and writing back then? Or did your grandmother have the opportunity to read
My
and write?
grandmother never learned to read and write.
Wow. And this was in the 1800s. She never learned how to read and
Never
write.
learned how to read and write.
And I'm pretty sure if she never learned to read and write, then her mother didn't learn to read and write either. Because Do you know why?
They were too busy working.
They was too busy working. So did they have the?
And they didn't have schools.
They didn't have. That's what I was gonna ask. So they didn't have
Uh-uh.
any schools or nowhere to teach them to learn to read and write.
Uh-uh.
Only the white folks knew how to read and write at that time.
White people knew. The little bit that they learned it from the white people.
That's right.
They would tell them,
Mm-hmm.
stuff. That's how they learned.
So,
But they didn't go to any school.
so
No education systems.
at all.
No.
Period. To uplift the so-called black man and woman to show them how to read and write.
No.
But everything that you basically learned, you learned it from the white man.
You learned it from the white man.
It was forbidden at that time for them to read and write.
Everything you learned it from them.
That's right.
How to cook, how to clean. So pretty much, you learned the Bible through the white man.
Mm-hmm.
So how was the religion set up, like with churches and stuff? How did that happen?
Well, I never heard her talk about. Must not have been too much church because I never heard her say anything.
I can
about
pretty sure imagine that if they didn't know how to read or write, then how would they understand how to read the Bible? So it wasn't no
it.
church.
No, 'cause my grandma never knew how to read. When I went to school,
Mhm.
and Mama went to school, we would do things for her,
Right.
but she didn't know how to do it for herself.
Wow. Wow. Did she have a husband?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was your grandfather like?
He died before I was big enough to know him.
Okay, do you remember his name?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, brother out of the Bible.
That's the prophet name out of the Bible. All praises into the Most High.
His name was Ezekiel Mills.
You see how the names were back then versus the names today. You got Jaquan and Rashawn. A powerful name like that back then, Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
That come from out of the Bible. Right? And back then, they didn't even know how to read and write.
No.
So he didn't know that there was a prophet name out of the Bible.
Right.
That's pretty heavy.
So,
That's pretty heavy.
so when you was able to go to school, we talking about in the what? Middle 90s? I mean 1900s? When you was
Yeah, I went to registry school right away.
right. I remember registry. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go warm my coffee.
When you begin to learn to read and write, was it any problem with you through school, that they wanted you to read certain things?
No. We had a little book. Little first grade reader had Bob and Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
Lassie the dog.
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Because when I was in school, they had to say, because I went to McKinley Elementary.
Uh-huh.
Did you experiment the prejudice?
No, not in school.
You didn't experiment the prejudice? Well, that's something we had a chance to experiment.
Because no registry was all black.
Right. And Perkins Road Elementary
Yeah,
too.
that's where
And
all
East
the
Polk.
black kids went. Uh-huh.
Right. But outside of that, in society,
Oh yeah, they had a grocery store
mm-hmm.
that was down there on the corner of Myrtle and Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
And
About the boulevard?
no, right down.
I know what you're talking about. I know,
Napoleon,
right.
Oh, Napoleon, right down the street. Right,
It
right.
was a man with Joe Ragusa, that was his name.
Uh-huh.
And he used to call me Mammy.
Mm-hmm. This a black guy?
White man.
My
White
man.
man. Okay. No black people when owning no stoves, right. Okay.
He used to call me Little Mammy.
So some of the white folks did have a little regard towards black people back then when you was coming up as a little girl.
Yeah, because right across Myrtle Street, they had a white family that lived down there in that block along with black people.
And this was in What year this was?
I was, Hotel was in the 50s.
On the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
But in certain areas of the United States, they still had a lot of segregation going on.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so you was just fortunate enough to not be around, you know, where the people were being lynched and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't want around any of that.
But that's great. Well, did you experience the water fountains that had the whites and the colors of
Yeah, I experienced that.
So what happens when you go to the white water fountains?
Well, you wasn't supposed to go there because they were marked. It didn't say it would say white and colored.
Right.
White and colored. That's what they used to say on the water fountain.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't say black, they just colored.
Colors, right. All right. So granted, what I want to know is what would happen if a black person drunk from the white water fountain?
But I never did it, so
So was it something that you seen happen that you knew better not to go to the white water fountain?
No, because my grandmother always told me don't do it, so I didn't.
So obviously, granted, great grandmother, your grandmother seen something happen that she knew better, and I'm gonna tell my granddaughter to don't drink from them white folks.
And don't go in their bathroom.
And don't go in their bathroom.
That's
You
right.
stay. So obviously she's seen something happen to prepare you to not drink from the colored water fountain.
The white part.
White
I mean the water. You know what I'm
White
trying to say,
water
Salaki. Right. Because it had to be some consequences if you drank from the white water
White,
fountain
that's
and
right.
you were a colored person. Right.
See, back then, most black people knew not to do
Because
that, not to use their fountains or their bathrooms.
Right. Because they
Because
had
your
the,
parents done told you better.
right.
not only that.
Because they didn't want you to get hurt.
Uh-uh.
They didn't want you to get hurt when it came down to the consequences behind that. Because I'm pretty sure if a black person went and drank or used that white folks' bathroom and the law found out about it, they was gonna come and do something
Oh,
to you.
yeah, they would.
Yeah. So you did experience that, right?
Yeah. I
So-
remember they had a, my dad used to work for the Coca-Cola company down there on the corner.
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown.
I know what you're talking about
My
downtown.
dad used to work there. He would work down there. And they had a bar across the street. What was the name of it? I can't recall the name of it. But anyway, black people couldn't go in there. You could go, they had a window at the back where you could go and buy stuff and stand outside and drink it, but you couldn't go inside.
Right.
Oh, so it was a whites only bar.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
So
you could go spend your money at the
you
window.
go spend
Right.
your money. They want your money. See, that's just they want your money, but they don't want you. Okay, so would a friend do that to you? No, that sounds more like an enemy or somebody who hates you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that. I think it's 41 or 40. Therefore you will serve your enemies.
Yeah.
Do you
We go
remember?
with Paul.
Do you remember a long time ago when they had this policeman, and his name was Pocarella,
I can't remember him. Pocarella. That might
This
have
was a
been.
white guy?
big old white man?
It might have been before my. I mean.
Pocarella.
I might have been young, cause like I said, I come in the late 50s. So I had a chance, like I was telling brother, your grandson, I had a chance to experiment when they first integrated schools in '67, prior to the incident that went on North Boulevard. Behind that, when Bob Johnson said something or threw something at one of the brothers out of the crowd when the Black Panthers was down there, and he said something or he done something of that nature and caused that big riot down there, which he suffered the repercussion of it because he ended up being paralyzed from that point on till he died
Yeah.
for doing something he had no business of doing. That'll
So
be 48.
Before you tell us the story about the big white police officer, I just wanted to bring out a scripture. Start at 46
The book of Deuteronomy.
No, start at 47, brother.
Okay. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 47.
Come on.
Because thou sayest not,
Service
because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness
with joyfulness.
and with gladness of heart
Uh-huh.
for the abundance of all things.
See, so the Bible says, so since we didn't want to serve the Lord our God with joyfulness and with gladness of the heart for the abundance of all things, water, food, clothing, right? Because we got some complaining people amongst the so-called black men and women.
Yeah, you sure do.
Right. So listen good, Mama. Read 48, brother.
Thou shalt serve thy enemy.
Therefore,
Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemy.
uh-huh.
Which, now this is the part that catches everybody, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent us?
The Lord sent
Sent against thee.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
and hunger,
In hunger, right? When we hungry, when we need something, or we gotta go to the grocery stores, right? Do we own them? No, we don't own the
White
grocery
man
store.
own
okay,
White man own it. Go ahead, brother.
in thirst,
In thirst, when we want water. Remember, colored folks, white folks, right? In thirst, go ahead.
and in nakedness,
And for clothing, right? Go ahead.
and in want of all
And
things.
the want for all things. If you want a birth certificate, if you want your death certificate, if you want a driver's license, right? You gotta go to who?
White man.
Right? Go ahead, brother.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
See, because our people was the ones that had the yokes of iron around their necks during slavery time, right? It wasn't a white man with the yokes of iron around their neck. It wasn't a Chinese man with the yokes of iron around their neck. It wasn't an Arab man with the yokes of iron around their neck, right? It was us so-called black people. Or colored folk is what they call it.
Back then, that
Right.
was it, right?
Right? So that was prophesied. When we was talking about those water fountains, the Lord said, well, okay, at once upon a time, they had to come to you for water. Once upon a time, you had your own water. Right? But since you did not serve me in joyfulness and gladness for the abundance of all things, therefore now you're going to serve your enemies. Right? Because only an enemy will say, you know what, I'm going to drink out of this one, and you'll drink out of that one. Now, I want to ask you something. What's the white water fountain cleaner than the
No, they were both all the same.
well, just about the same thing, but they just didn't want to drink behind you nor sit on the same toilet. Or matter of fact, they don't want to touch what you touch. Have nothing to do with you, period.
No, they don't have nothing to do with you.
See there? And that's what happened to us when we don't listen to what our God said. He said, you know what, man, that's all right. You don't want to listen to what I got to say. But now you're going to go listen to what Johnny Law got to say.
That's right.
Right? So go ahead and continue about the police officer. What is his name? Popalster? Poker roster.
No, I went to little children when I was among them playing in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted us to get out the street. And somebody said, well, what should we do with him? And he said, feed him to the elephants.
Wow. Because they did feed our little brothers and sisters to the alligators. That's where they get that gator bait from.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so you say that your grandmother did not experience that, but I'm pretty sure her mother and grandmother probably experienced their sons and daughters being given to another people. Where, you know, the slave master come and take the daughter of the son and take them over to another plantation, right? And it wasn't nothing you can do about it once they came and took away your son and your daughter from you, because you know, like we see up on the movies. But you know, that's why I came to you, Granny, because I know that somewhere down the line you experienced this happen for real. And you know, and the whole purpose of this documentary is to let our people know that this is not no joke. Like, this really happened, because a lot of our people would look at it from a fairy tale standpoint of view, and they see little different movies up on TV, right? And they be, oh, all right, that's just a movie. But that concept and that screenwriting from that movie had to come from a realistic event, right? So this particular police, what's his name? I'm finna call him Pokerella told you guys, y'all didn't get up out the streets. Another officer approached and said, what you want to do with these Negro kids or these colored kids? And he said, feed them to the elephants.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Basically take them and throw them away.
Yeah, that's basically what it's saying.
And y'all was children.
We were children, yeah.
Just playing in the streets. So you see how this thing is, right? So, you know, a lot of people, you know, they would try to find fit up in that, you know, and says that, well, all white people is not like that. Okay, I can understand all white people is not like that, right? But what did your grandmother do to have to work up in the sugarcane field?
Yeah.
She didn't do anything, right? Right? She didn't do anything. What did you do for a big white police officer to come and tell you how old you were at that time, Granny?
I must have been about 6 or 7.
6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
And you hearing this big old white policeman come and tell you that, and he looking at the other officer, what you want to do with the nigger children? Feed them to the elephants. Right? And you hearing this, what did you do to deserve that, Mama? Nothing, right? So watch this. You didn't do anything to deserve that, but your fathers, our foremothers, is the one, and forefathers was the ones who transgressed against the Lord, right? And now we're paying for that thing, right? So all of the white people is not bad, right?
No, all of them not bad.
So watch this, Granny. So if you have to pay for what your foremothers and forefathers did, ain't it's only right that they pay for what they foremothers and forefathers did?
Yeah,
Because God is a just God, right?
that's right.
It's prophesied. Let's read that. Isaiah chapter 14. In verse
1, huh?
Yeah, start off at 1, brother.
Yeah. Well,
Start off at-
gotta give Granny the real understanding
That's
of
right.
what's going on.
That's right.
The book of Isaiah,
Uh-huh.
chapter 14, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
For the Lord will have mercy upon Jacob.
So Isaiah is telling you who the Lord will have mercy upon. Now Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, right? Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
See that? And we yet choose. He gonna make a choice. And the ones who I'm gonna choose to have mercy upon will be the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, right? Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
And right, we're gonna go back into our own land because